Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons The Second Age. How do we all
What
fare
age?
this fine evening?
Pretty good.
Right.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Excellent. So, before we jump into tonight's session, who wants to give me a brief recap of everything that happened the last time we played this game?
Me struggling to remember what happened last session.
The biggest struggle is always remembering where last session started.
Yeah.
I think we started having. Did we start going to talk to the prisoners?
Yeah,
Or
you had just completed the final rites for the
Oh yeah.
undead corpse of Gerard Smallbrook.
Yes. And then from there on, I think we went almost immediately to the prison. In order
Yeah,
to-
you exchanged some goodbyes with the townsfolk of Roxgate before disembarking.
We did very little that session.
Yeah, we didn't pretty
Yeah.
much.
We said our goodbyes. Well, we did our final report, said our goodbyes, moved on to Wrenshire,
Attended service.
checked on the prison. She was
Oh,
there,
yeah.
but actually she wasn't.
Who's she?
I don't remember her name.
Temerity or Oriana, depending on what we want to call
Yes.
her at a
Yeah.
given day. Or who's speaking about her.
Oriana Temerity.
Arya Allwild, also known as Temerity. Yes.
Yeah. She was there, but it wasn't actually her. It was like a copy.
A
And I accidentally dispelled it before we got any answers out of it because I didn't realize she was just going to melt.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
But
I
she
don't think
did.
any of us did.
Mistakes from
I
me.
mean,
That was the one time I kind of maybe didn't want to get a nat 20.
yeah, I thought we were all like, oh, look, it's gonna, like, do something, and then it did something, but not the thing we were expecting or
And
wanted.
then we went to the mayor after clearly having a mini debate amongst the party. What wasn't a debate? Like a mini discussion amongst the party of what to then do with Creed,
Yes.
because she was saying, "Get me out, and I'll tell you everything." But do we want to let her out of prison? Nope.
Hell no.
And
And does anybody else want to let her out of prison? Also no.
you called her bluff and actually got some potentially a useful piece of information out of her. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then after we did all that, we stopped by the mayor to kind of
Yeah.
help out the guard captain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like,
Fair.
"Sorry, mayor, but your prisoner wasn't actually there."
Yeah. So that's a thing. And that's pretty much
And-
where we left off.
Yeah, well then I believe it was late, so it was like, end of the day.
indeed.
And then I guess
Sean
leaving
Bean.
for the fort in the morning.
Indeed. And yeah, so taking up residence once more in the inn owned by the gruff Boar Talbor, you guys get a long rest. I don't know if you totted it up last time, but I don't think you used... Oh no, you used some spell slots, so...
Yeah, I would have used some stuff. Give me back that 5th level spell slot.
So yes, you will take a... we'll take a long rest. Sort out your spells as needed, and then what is your plan for the morning?
Well, we were gonna stop by the prison one last time in order to give her a final offer. Or not her. Yeah, Creed.
Yeah, Creed.
Yes.
Okay. Make a bid for Creed. Okay, so yeah, you're up fairly early in the morning. and make your way through the again sort of fairly quiet streets. It is bitterly cold.
However, before we go in there, I do want to bring just a little bit of like nice food, maybe just like some nice bread and some
Okay.
meat, or it's just something along those lines.
Nice meat.
Yeah.
I don't. Or
I've just gotten the idea now of like approaching the jail door, at least the cells. There's just a sign: "Do not feed the prisoners."
Eh,
Wow.
No, we're just gonna sit outside. And it was like just like feeding grapes to someone.
Well,
my
And,
God.
I'll let you determine the gold value of how much you want to like spend on stuff. Bearing in mind that like 2 silver will probably get you like a full proper meal.
Yeah, no, like it's more just some base, just like a silver worth, just some basic stuff.
Yeah.
Basic stuff, but it's less basic than prison.
Yeah, it's not prison food.
It's like we
nice,
wouldn't be
a nice
upset.
pie. Oh, there you go. Get her a pastry.
Oh, yeah. That's the
Like
wrong
a pasty.
town.
Get her a pasty.
We can only have pie in. Was it Rourke's?
In Roxgate, yeah.
The only
Get her like a pasty.
Oh well. Sure. We'll get her past. Get her. No, that's an awful idea. So we can't you can't just break a bit off and. But regardless, we'll just get some nice bread and a little bit of something to go along with it.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you spend some cash, buy some good food, and head along into the
Eat
prison.
that food.
Where
All day.
a somewhat harangued-looking guard captain, whose name I've forgotten.
Start with an A.
Aina, that's her name. Yes, very distracted-looking Aina is sat at the front desk and sort of acknowledges you as you enter.
We brought a small bribe for the other prisoner. I hope that's not going to be a big deal. And like just holding up the food.
She sort of shrugs and says, "Well, it's up to you what you do with it. Just don't
Show
go
does.
making any promises."
Oh no, nothing we can't keep.
Are you any better from yesterday, Captain?
I still don't feel great, but yeah, it's a little hard to sleep on.
Actually,
Yeah, I get that.
considering you had interactions, should we also do remove curse in case? I don't think it's gonna be a big deal,
On who?
but like on the guard captain, because I just want to make sure that like the old people are clean. Or did you already say Blair
No.
was your?
I still have it. I can do it if we want to.
I mean, how likely is it that she's cursed?
Or like just like a general I don't think we're gonna need it anyway. Because I was more like I was just thinking back to what was his name? The Smallbrook.
Yeah.
Smallbrooks. It's
Mr. Smallbrook? Like how we...
well, remember how he was like under a curse that made him forced him to do stuff, pretty much.
Yes.
And I was like, well, we remove curse worked, so
Well-
and they might have placed more curses.
Couldn't I detect that he was cursed, or could I not? Like when I've cast detect magic.
Yes, you could.
And did I wouldn't have seen anything like that on the. Did I see anything like that on the guard, Captain?
Did you cast it before you went in the cell?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure I cast it. In
In that case, retroactively, I will say that you didn't notice anything untoward. But
Yeah,
you know that she has had spells cast on her, or you suspect that spells have been cast on her at some point.
Yeah, I don't imagine she's being cursed, because otherwise, by that logic, like if we're assuming it's the same effect, I would be cursed.
Well, we did decurse you without checking.
It's true.
Not sure if it did anything.
You also didn't decurse Elizabeth. You ran her through the anti-magic
Oh, no.
field.
We decursed Luka.
No, Arya was also put through the anti-magic thing.
No, I thought we did agree to do it on Luka, but we didn't. We didn't do it on Elizabeth. That's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah, you have not cast Remove Curse on your party mates at all.
I mean, I guess we could.
Not sure what it would do anyway.
Yeah, I don't really
Well,
think.
I thought it would do
Yeah,
nothing
well,
more
I
like
think
have psychological effects,
if
like
If
placebo.
it was a problem, it would probably have shown up by now.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I for some reason I thought we used it on you before.
No, you just ran me through the gate.
Yeah.
But well, shall we continue to the prisoner?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk up to the cell. Creed sort of like sits up from the laying down on the hard bench that is covered by a thing of furs. Sort of pulls them up around her as it's quite cold in this cell, and just sort of says, "So you've reconsidered then?"
Well, we've decided that we can try and bribe you with some food, and that's our final offer.
I thought the whole point of trying to bribe someone was not to tell them you're trying to bribe them.
God. I hope you audibly heard my face, or my hand just hit my face, because that's exactly what
I
happened.
didn't audibly hear it, but I kind of knew from your reaction that's what you were doing.
Minnie, what the fuck?
Minnie, you're basically, what you've done is, like, you've started a game of fucking poker, and you've immediately just put your cards on the table and gone, I win! Everyone's just looking at you
Well,
like,
see, the difference here is we hold all the cards because, like, she knows she's not going to get any more. She's not going to get any less. She knows exactly what she's going to get.
Yeah.
She has nothing else she can trade for it.
This seems like a very grim move to make.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, let's just let him make it, because I don't have any better ideas.
I mean, he already did, so.
Exactly, I'm just going to let him continue it.
This is fine. So what do you say to that? You probably don't have too much to offer us anyway, but some niceties can't hurt.
She holds out her arm. As in, like, give it to me.
I'll break off a bit of the bread and then and give her like a chunk.
She sticks it in her mouth, chews for a little while. Well, it's not bad.
Well, there's something to go along with it. However, I gave you a taste of what's to come.
Literally.
Yeah.
Heyo.
See, here's the thing. What I heard this information, if they ever found out that it had come through me, they'd stroll right into this jail cell and murder me without a second thought.
You say that, but that means you don't know too much about this organization and how they work.
She cocks an eyebrow. Really? And what makes you think you know more?
Well, that is for us to know. And, perhaps we can learn from each other as to what we think is going on. And perhaps you can change my mind. Perhaps I change yours.
Well, it's all the same to you. I'm not going to take any chances.
That's fine. Well, I guess we'll just assume you don't. I guess you just don't know too much about them, and it's not like they've gone out of their way to avoid murder so far. Well,
She just doesn't respond.
nah. Well, I don't think we have too much else to give her. So, and I don't think she has. I think she's just trying to bluff us into giving her more. I'm just gonna say this to the rest, out loud. She can hear it too.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we move on?
It's a shame we don't have any cells up at the keep.
That's. Although I guess we do have something nice for this afternoon. Just like holding up the food.
I don't
Yep.
know why you think this bread is good.
Like it's like the thing is, like, we have something that she can like get instantly. There's some instant satisfaction.
But also like she's in fucking prison.
Yeah.
Which means
Yeah.
she doesn't have any better option.
I guess.
Yeah, but also she's the kind of person who very much has the mindset of, fuck it, I'm in jail. Not much else I can do. Like so far the choice, as far as she's concerned, the choice she's got is some slightly better food and die, or at the very least be alive.
You say die.
Yeah, well,
Haven't
like I said,
actually, like
that's
you
just
can-
what she thinks are her options.
the amount of people that we know they've killed. Like, let's see, how many are that actually? I think they had the one. They had one big thing, if I remember correctly. But otherwise, they haven't killed that many that weren't their own.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Well, like when we mentioned that like somebody was killed, they were definitely surprised, or well, attempted.
It also depends what you
Yeah.
count as killed.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more in the. I feel like they're more in the reputation destruction business than.
Or in the turning you into a vampire thrall business.
Yeah, but it's not dead, and
Some would say that turning into a vampire thrall is a fate worse than death.
I would definitely kill them on sight.
Right.
One might say it is precisely undeath.
Yeah, but that is. Yeah, it's just a lazy way to mind control people currently. Oh well, but actually, there is one thing we can do before we leave. Considering you did give us a little bit of information, I guess we might as well send them your regards. And I guess you'll find out what happens if they know.
So, sorry.
Oh no! This is. I'm basically. I think
Basically
it would
saying
be.
we're going to throw her to the
Yeah,
what's happening.
Yeah.
yeah. You're basically saying, well, you give us one piece of information. I guess you'll sell it. Well, I guess we'll sell you out if you don't tell us anymore. It's a threat.
Yeah, but like I am kind of I'm kind of curious to see what they will actually do, and
Minnie?
I guess you are kind
We're
of
going some
expendable right
interesting
now.
places with Minnie right now.
With Grim?
Like the Grim,
Yeah.
Grim is he's trying a new avenue.
Grim
So-
mad.
Yeah, give me an intimidation check.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
Grim.
this is the part that you didn't think about.
And I will
Well,
give you advantage on the check because you are directly leveraging something that was said earlier. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Not awful.
Okay.
It's not great, but
No, because he's got advantage.
Yeah. So
20.
Creed's facade cracks for just a moment, and she sort of looks at you as you say this and says, "You wouldn't."
bitch, try us.
We kind of don't have much to lose here, do we? We have you, who's basically sentenced to death already, and well, I guess we would learn something more about them in the process.
And this is some dark shit. I'm here for it.
That's when you do dark shit. When we do dark shit to fight the Dread Legion, that's okay.
It's fine.
But when they do dark shit to fight the
Look, there's different types of dark shit. It's fine.
I am mildly uncomfortable
So-
with this. Kelariis is mildly uncomfortable with this.
I think Creed just like gets up out of like the like furs that she's got like cuddled up around herself, walks over, like places her arm like up against the bars, like looks down at you and just says, "You know, it's a real shame." Temerity always thought you were onto something when we tried to recruit you. I think she was probably right. You're a sick son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps. And well, we're gonna have this for ourselves, but I guess the least we can do is give you your last meal.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
So you're giving her the rest of it.
I'll just give her
Okay.
the food.
She snatches it from you and says, "Watch your back." Just turns away and just goes back into the corner.
Well, this is not how I expected this conversation.
No.
She just like sits in the corner eating the bread and just like glaring at you.
Well, I guess we'll keep on going.
You leave.
At least unless anyone else wants to do anything.
No, I think you've
I
done
mean, the
about
only other thing
everything.
specifies that Elizabeth's probably looking at her very sympathetically after all of that.
I don't think
As if
she
kind of
had.
wasn't low-key doing that already.
Maybe I gave up too quick, but I feel like she wasn't gonna share anything. She did share a little, I guess.
Were you really going to sell her out?
Oh, of course not. Like, we don't have anything to gain on it, but it's it sure made her feel uncomfortable, and I feel like a little bit of discomfort is well, I feel like she can. That's
Oh
acceptable.
yeah, because being in a cold cell in the dead of winter, knowing that you're going to be here for the rest of your life, yeah, that's not discomforting enough.
And she certainly showed a lot of remorse in there, didn't she?
Yeah, a lot of remorse. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm with Grim on this one. I think that a little threat every now and again is not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not like we're actually gonna do it. Grim.
Oh, well, like I said, it's not like we've got anything to gain from it. I even gave her a little parting gift. No. Maybe not under the nicest of circumstances, but she got what we came to bargain with, regardless.
Well, I guess if there's
I still
much
say
else
it's a
to do
shame we have
here.
no cells back at the keep.
We're not really
Cells
the
are
type to hold
expensive.
prisoner anyway.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're not actually giving her name for that.
I do have to say, something tells me that there's a chance that they might already know.
I mean, they definitely know who she is.
Oh
But-
yeah, but
Regardless, we should push on.
Yeah. Sounds like we have a journey ahead of us.
oh,
We
I
should-
think we're good.
Well, we're going home first, but then the journey.
Actually, they just came to the realization. Regardless of what we told her, when they discovered, they're probably going to figure out that their duplicate is gone. And when
They
they
probably already know.
and
Yeah,
if
I'm
they
sure that
might,
that's something they know immediately.
yeah, and they might come back just to ask questions to, well, our, I think I can safely say now even worse enemy. They might have been a bit neutral before, but after that threat, they might not be as neutral and happily give up information.
I mean, to be honest, it's probably not going to be hard for them to guess that we're the ones who did that in the first
Yeah.
place.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like anyone else nearby would have been able to do that.
Didn't give away anything else, did we?
Also, they're
Think
probably
so.
aware of the fact that we've left Rorik's Gate, let's be honest.
Yeah, they probably know that we're on their trail, so.
I'm more concerned about what if like everything we told, well, everything they heard, because we shared some information with Temerity, and let's be honest, like she was listening in from herself, and well, like I don't think there's much we can do about it. Because we just try and be prepared, because there's a good chance that they know where we are and where we are headed.
Yeah.
Well, further planning is a job we can do in the keep, so we should just get to safety first.
Let's go.
You step outside the cell, and the Syrah's sort of helping to saddle up the horses as you come out. Well, are we ready to go?
I believe so, unless there's anything that you'd like to do in the town before we go.
Nothing that I need.
we need anything?
I think we're good to go.
I stocked up
Anything-
on a bit just
anything we-
before we left.
Okay.
Anything
Oh,
we
right,
could
yeah.
need, we can. Well, yeah. Anything we could need, we'd be able to get in Ivywood Market.
Like, the only thing I realized is I don't think we have any lanterns left.
Lanterns or lantern oil?
We've got plenty of oil,
Oh.
but considering not everybody has well, the same amount of vision at night.
That's what I've got light for.
Well, that is up to you. It was merely enough. To, or, well, a suggestion for you guys. But if you don't need it, then,
Consider it while we're on the road.
Okay. So you guys saddle up, and oops, and begin to head out. And so you are following the roads up towards Hatcher's Cross and then detouring back towards Ivywood Market, or veering back towards Ivywood Market, yes?
Aye.
yes, consider like we don't save any time by not going for Hatch Cross. do we?
No. Well,
So-
you can either go through it or you can go around it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Follow the main road.
Away.
Okay, so
Da-la-da-la-da.
So, as you travel up towards Hatcher's Cross and backwards towards Ivywood Market over the next couple of days, the sky begins to sort of fill with clouds, and the first flurries of a faint snowfall begin to descend once again. It is definitely getting towards sort of like the middle of winter now. And as you pass briefly through Hatcher's Cross, see a few civilians out and about in the streets, out decorating trees and putting up bunting between the houses as they prepare for the Midwinter Festival. Yeah.
Have we had any proper snow yet?
Not as of yet, but if the way the weather is currently keeps up, it will start to stick.
Nice.
The thing is, you're not super far north where you are currently.
It's fine.
Hatcher's Cross, that's where we had the wedding.
It is.
We're
yes.
still,
Yes.
yeah, we're still further north than we were around Helm's Blessing.
Yeah. One
Phil's
of
got snow.
this is where your basically your college friend lives whose wedding you attended.
Well, I don't think we need a scene, but I guess I'll just I'll just stop by.
Yeah.
Considering we're coming through anyway.
Yeah, you make some short greetings as you're passing through. Both he and his wife are doing well.
First time I've been here.
No, it isn't.
Is it not?
You had to travel through here to get to Helm's Blessing.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you just move on.
Yeah. So, after 3 days of travel, you return to the stronghold of the Amber Eagle. As you enter, it's coming towards the late hours of the afternoon, and even out in these cold temperatures, there's still recruits out on the field doing drills. Some of them are doing laps of the compound as you come through. And yeah, as the rest of you sort of arrive in front of the main hall, you are greeted by Vondal and Sidani, who both come out to see you guys. Vondal sort of wanders up, clad in his standard armor and vestments, offers you a short salute, and says, "So, when were you planning on telling me exactly what went down?"
Well, we came as quickly as we could. I think the long story short is we have a pseudo enemy and an enemy.
I guess rival and enemy.
Well, but I meant this, well, we should actually we should get
Yeah.
inside, considering.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't we just do the long story in the command room? That'd skip a few steps and make the whole thing a lot easier.
Vondal nods and scratches his beard and sort of says, "Sidani, see to the rest of the recruits while we take things upstairs." Sidani nods and says, "Of course."
As you may have, noticed from my response, Temerity is on the loose again.
I had heard. That is not the revelation, perhaps, that I was expecting, but
To the meeting hall.
Away!
okay. So, yeah. Thundal sits down at the table with you guys, continues the conversation, and says, "Yeah, so I take it that was not the revolution that I was perhaps expecting."
Oh no, he started with the weakest revelation.
Well, see, the reason she is out, and had a double or a fake in so that they didn't notice, is because we are apparently in the running in a secret, set of trials to join a. I would pretty much say a pretty dark cult who's trying to stop the Doom Legion.
Dread Legion.
Dread Legion. I just Doom is such an easy word. The Dread Legion. However, their approaches are
Unethical,
not quite. Yeah.
to say the least.
However, they do have a lot of power. Both just general, both actual power and political and just sway and that kind of stuff.
So what you're telling me is there's a dark cult out there who have some history with the Dread Legion and want to fight them. And they want to challenge us for our help?
Can we just shorten this bit, just say that can we tell the whole story?
I mean, yeah, you can explain the whole story, and
yeah,
that basically
Grim
his.
does what Elizabeth does.
Yeah, Vondal is confused sufficiently.
Seeing his reaction, Elizabeth's gonna be like, "Okay, good, it wasn't just me."
So, my first question is, when we first met Temerity, she was in league with the Five Talon, and the Five Talon were working with the Dread Legion. Or have I got that the wrong way around?
I can't recall exactly, but I do believe that they are. They were not in the part of the Cabal at first, because as we were in the prison, our old friend, well, one of our old friends, I guess you could say,
Creed.
Reed, mentioned how they were considering hiring or recruiting us back when. I assume that's referring to us kicking.
Well, you literally won a contest and then were going to be invited to join the Five Talon.
Yeah.
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 So we did impress them. However, unfortunately, yeah, I don't know if it is unfortunate. It's kind of nice to think that the Cabal didn't go that far back.
Although, maybe a little unsettling if you think that maybe they were watching you guys even back then,
There
which
Yeah.
is entirely possible. We don't know how long they've been watching.
we haven't been quite subtle about most things.
Yeah, but then again, even the things you guys were subtle about, they seem to have found out stuff about. Although I guess some of that's probably been my fault, so sorry.
Oh, they know the. Well, as far as we know, they know half the story. I don't think they actually
Well-
revealed anything that.
Well, I guess they had a third-party source, which is less useful. Like, they didn't hear it from one of you guys who was actually there. They heard it from me, who heard it from you guys.
Yeah, well, but to be honest, if there was anything that you weren't allowed to tell them, then you would probably have known in advance, or I would have made sure it was clear. Nothing we've done is well, almost nothing you nothing you told them about is secret. Some details are left out. That's it.
But yeah, the real question is, now what? We've got the leads of they're looking for something on this island. But, well,
Well, from what I gathered from what you've told me about everything that's happened and from everything that we already know, it sounds like they're trying to muscle in on the Dread Legion's efforts. Just whether that's to stop them or to steal their power, I don't really understand. But
I mean,
Well, I think
I think to
power
hear
plant.
them tell it, they wanted to have power over the Dread Legion to stop. I believe their intent was to turn the demon lords on each other, if their word holds any weight. That is.
Well, to me, it also sounded a lot like if you could control the Dread Legion, having quite a sizable force, just that you can point in whatever direction, almost free of consequence, to you at least. That sounds like something that they might enjoy, considering their love for secrets or secrecy.
I mean,
Although
I think
that
no matter
love-
what their end goal is, they want to control, or what their biggest motive is, they want to control the Dread Legion, and that's bad for any
Yeah.
number of reasons.
yeah, either way, it's sounding like the bad guys are getting something that they want, and I'm not sure I'm happy with that as an outcome.
No, I agree.
So, whatever they're looking for, they clearly think it's on that island.
Well, one of the things is at least.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Well, we know one of them they don't know the location of, obviously.
Problem is,
That means we don't have a chance of figuring out where it is either.
see, there's one thing I want to be very careful of. I don't want us to make the considering how well they're watching us, I don't want us to make the mistake of finding it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a problem. Well, I guess our intention isn't to retrieve it then, it's to... I don't know, guard it, protect it, isolate it?
That is still retrieving it at the end of the day.
I think
Yeah, 'cause if they know where it is.
Well, we don't necessarily want to find its exact location, we want to find a rough location and stop
but
people getting in there? I don't know.
We can't just post up wherever it is. If we find it, we have to take it with us and either figure out a way to destroy it or
Yeah.
Yeah.
hold onto it until we've done that.
I think destruction, depending on what the artifact does, destruction might be the better
Well,
way.
Well,
Well,
I
the-
agree. It's a matter of figuring out how to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
destroying something, if it's really is one of these powerful artifacts, or even one of those gemstones. I remember the effort we went through to destroy just a shard of wraith glass. I don't think it's going to be that easy.
No,
Certainly not.
I have another idea that I think about it. Remember how we kept the shard of wraith glass in that special box in order to prevent any spy?
yes.
What if we create a container to put the artifact in and sneak it out?
The thing that's hard about that is we don't know how big the artifact
Mhm.
is.
And also, like we said, given their preferred tactics, it's highly likely the trial is they're probably going to expect us to, in a hurry, want to be the first to reach the artifact, which means they don't have to look for it.
Yes, however, if we can somehow keep secret that we found it, that is, I don't, unless we can destroy it.
But if we don't
The
know
only
how
way-
they got into our secrets, how can we stop them doing it again?
Well, we have to try. That's the short answer. The other, the problem is the only thing I can think of as a safe place would be one of the arcane vaults, like the one in the Elven capital. I imagine there's more of those in some of the bigger cities.
Well, you know for sure there's one in Mardan,
Oh yes.
because you already put one in it.
Okay,
However, we
Here's-
would have to determine which one would be secure, because
of course.
they
I think the biggest trick is, if they're really following you, how are we going to get it out of there? I mean, this is one of those moments where I feel like it would be useful if we could, after finding it, I don't know, like jump halfway across the world, or jump to a different plane or something.
actually, whilst we discuss this, Vundal, do you recall what we did to stop scrying before? Just, if we make this plan, regardless of how good it is, if they can just listen
Hey.
in.
I had a character question.
Yes.
Well, I guess. Can other people just find the?
Sorry, you're cutting out really badly, Luka.
Oh. Can other people just like find the?
And cut out again.
Fuck's sake!
Can you find the yes? Tell us.
The Feywild.
The Feywild.
Oh.
The thing about the Feywild is it's always in the same place, but the access to it is not always in the same place. The only secure permanent doors are controlled by the elves. And even then, they're still protected by the whole time magic distortion.
But I can go to Feywild, right?
Yes, you can. Well, with the exception of you have to use one of the doors, you can't just blink there. You don't have the magic to do that.
I suppose I am having a slightly wild idea.
Yeah, me too.
I suppose you could say technically I know someone who is very experienced with dimension hopping. Technically.
Everyone looks at you quizzically.
The only question is, I don't know where they'd be right now.
You don't know which dimension they'd be hopped into.
Yeah, exactly.
That does seem like a
Slight also
issue.
I mean, I guess is Vondel like genuinely like giving me a really blank look?
Yes.
In that case, she's just gonna say, I have a parent who's a magical genie who resides on the elemental plane of air, and who frequently travels back and forth between
Also,
there
before we
and the
continue,
material plane.
like I said before, we need to make sure we're not getting scryed upon.
Vondal basically says, well, from what I understand is previously we just had some wards of some arcane wards of some kind put on the box. I imagine Vondal has pretty good arcana, so he would probably know the spell non-detection.
I remember we had some way of stopping it to a degree. I can't remember how. But otherwise, if we can figure that out whilst the Elizabeth Perry song, that's also fine.
Yeah, basically the ward was like an extended version of the spell non-detection. And when he says that, Elizabeth, you would know non-detection being an abjuration specialist.
Yes. I've also just remembered as well, which I feel very embarrassed about forgetting. Because obviously we leveled up semi-recently. I'm supposed to be able to learn 2 spells when I level up.
Oh, did you
I
forget to
think I did
choose
that.
spells?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to sort that later.
Yeah. I'll figure that out during a break or something.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, Elizabeth's just like, I obviously have no idea of knowing where they are now, but hey, they'd be helpful, potentially.
Is there any chance that you have some of that power? I know V has some capability to move people between places, or at least is trying.
I mean, I have absolutely no idea where to start with doing that.
Vondal just sort of smiles, and I said, well, I was kind of hoping it might be in one of your books.
Good point. I will do some research. I will do some research when we're done talking.
Well, the mention of planar travel sparked an idea that is maybe a little ludicrous. Considering like mental manipulation and all that stuff seems to be quite their thing. Something tells me that they will be able to get into one of those arcane thoughts. However, what if we were to gift it to someone of the Fey court under the condition that they, because those are beings of considerable power, are quite well versed in the power of charming,
and are notoriously resilient to the charming effects of magic.
And we do happen to know at least some of them.
and
Including one who's an expert in Abyss, the Abyss and Fiends.
Yes.
Indeed.
And I think, like, they might consider it a decent deal.
Yeah,
Like, gain this magical artifact, and in exchange, they'll give it away to a couple of guys.
Well, I suppose
Hmm.
the only problem is that's quite the journey to make from that island.
Also,
Unless we
Arya,
get lucky enough to randomly stumble into the Feywild.
with
But even then, I don't think we'd be able to do that on the island, would we?
Arya with experience, the members of the Fey Court are also notoriously fickle and generally assholes. I mean, you met an outcast of the Fey Court who was like literally kicked out of the Fey Court for being too extreme. So yeah, they have to be pretty bad. Whether or not you want to risk that is a question.
Well, I mean, if we're getting the help of, you know, a genie fully dimension hopping power, why not just fucking have them take it to one of the cities of the Jinn? They're probably just as secure, but then again, also just as unstable. In
As
terms
much-
of,
If we can make contact, that would be probably a good solution. However, if we can't, I think providing some more powerful guardians who have some interest perhaps in keeping the artifact around, depending on what it does. Also, depending on what it does, we might not actually want to give it away to them.
well, we won't know until we find out what it does, and we won't find out what it does until we have it. And might I add, have it for more than hang on. Might I add, have it for more than a minute in a safe place.
Oh, a minute, we should probably be able to manage. However, I feel like if they can, they will definitely try and make an entrance again like they did last time.
Almost certainly. They will. I honestly would not be surprised if they've set this up as the trial and are expecting to have us do all the work into getting this, so they can just pluck it from our fingers.
Oh
while
no,
we're exhausted.
that's not the part that I like that.
No?
That's established that there's a good chance they want that. However, I feel like if they want to grab it, they're either going to just manipulate us into doing it, or they're going to tire us out with waves of goons and undead vampires until we basically don't have a choice anymore to repeat last time.
Yeah, probably.
Also, maybe you should wear your armor this time.
Yeah.
That would help.
You know.
However, yeah. Well, otherwise, unless anyone has any new ideas, perhaps we should look into how we want to deal with the island next, and then just let this stew for a bit. So regardless of what we think, we all know we're gonna have to go get that artifact one way or another.
Yeah. We just have to figure out how to keep it safe once we have it.
Yes. Until we can actually get there, that part is, well, kind of mute. I was wondering, Arya, it was Abyssal you spoke, right? Or read?
Yes. Both.
I
can read it and I can speak it.
Abyssal, I can't remember if that's the language of devils or demons, or maybe neither.
Demons. It is the language of the Abyss. You learned it whilst in a pocket plane of the Abyss.
Yes.
Yep. That's why it's abyssal.
No, I was trying to think of if perhaps somehow we could get one of them. Get one of them to talk. However, well, demons being demons.
That might be tricky. Yeah.
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 Like we'd have to trap it. Then good luck getting anything out of it.
Well, that is for some other time. Getting to the... Well, I guess we need to make sure we have enough provisions and somehow make sure
Yes.
we can survive on the island, because Demon Island does not sound inviting.
No.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not.
And transportation is... I assume we'll have to... We might have to hire our own ship. We might be able to... We might be lucky enough to charter a ride there. Although I can't imagine a lot of people would be happy.
Yeah.
Well, it would probably be a very interesting time to get somebody willing to take us there on a ship.
I mean, if we obviously need time to prepare before we head out, I could always try sending some form of message across, like to. Wait a minute. I've just forgotten I had a spell.
What spell?
Huh. Okay.
Her.
Elizabeth just pauses mid-sentence, gets the spellbook out, and goes.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
Yeah, basically.
Like Johnny Five's away through the spellbook.
Let me have a look, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fuck it.
This is all in character.
No, yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Guys, I have a crazy thing that I've literally forgotten and now just remembered.
Yeah.
What?
We don't need to worry about tracking down my parent.
Okay.
Oh, could you?
Because I have sending.
Ah, yes.
If she's on if they're on this plane, boom, they're contacted. And if they're not, there's only a 5% chance they don't get it. I like
Okay.
those odds.
Yeah, it's probably about as good as odds as we got. So.
It is surprisingly good. Surprisingly good shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking cast sending.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and contact my genie parent.
My genie parent.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm going.
Can you roll me the spell description of
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, so can you roll me 1d100?
Here we go.
boy howdy.
Okay. So what is your 25-word message?
Right, that's the important part. You should probably say, yeah, she'd probably say, so we're in deep shit.
Start with hi, Dad.
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
Karen. We're in deep shit. Yeah, she'd probably start with, we're in deep shit. We have a real conundrum. Not many options, but hoping you can help.
Okay.
How many words is that so far? We're in deep shit.
I think you're up to 18.
Yes.
Quite a conundrum. I'm on to 18,
You have 7 left.
so I've got 7 left. I guess then I can say the keep near Ivywood Market. Just so that they know where we
Okay.
are.
Not even gonna end it with love Elizabeth.
I mean, they know it's me.
But you have 2 words left, right?
Okay, well, yeah, good point. The last 2 words, love you.
Love you. Thanks. Bye.
Hi,
Bye.
hi, Dad.
Nothing
I'm kind of
says-
stuck. Can you come pick me up?
Yeah, basically.
Also, I need money.
Thanks, bye.
I need help for my gender fluid parent. So yeah, there you go. That's my message.
Okay.
And now Elizabeth is probably sitting there with like her fingers crossed, just like, please wait, please wait, please wait. Like waiting for the response.
Okay. I need to think about this for a moment.
This is the part where we throw Rob completely off
Yep.
the plan.
Yeah.
Well, if
Random bit of backstory that's now suddenly very relevant. Elizabeth very much got on with this parent because it was this parent's insistence that helped to convince her parents on getting her weird education.
but whilst you're figuring that out, I guess we can try and figure out how we want to arrange transport, maybe? Because
Yeah.
Kelariis. Oh, I can't remember. How familiar were you with boats? I remember you enjoyed the water. I don't know how often.
Not that much.
I can do fishing boats.
Yeah.
And
Rowing to the island, which is what Kelariis is able to do and is not even actually technically proficient in, may be a problem. It's
Yeah,
quite a way
rowboats-
away.
Yeah, rowboats
I
aren't
mean,
fast.
I could do it.
Rowboats have assigned speed and it's not fast.
Yeah,
No,
because
yeah, I mean,
you would be going from here to
yes.
here.
Yeah. That's a significant way up the coast for a fishing ship.
I mean, like,
Carried?
I feel like I have a basic knowledge that if somebody directs me, I can kind of figure out what to do on a ship. But
I mean, I suppose we have basically our two options for getting transport are, I guess the easiest option is go to Castport and attempt to find someone on our own. If we don't find anyone there, we go up the coast to Willow River, where that we can either find someone for ourselves or, I don't know, maybe my parents would have a connection. They might know someone who's crazy enough. They went on crazy adventures. They might still know someone who's just as crazy.
I think if we're struggling to find someone, my best bet would be a scholar, because scholars will do anything for knowledge, and they know where to
I-
find other crazy.
I mean, do scholars tend to, like, know how to sail?
No, but they know where to find the people that will give their lives and will happily spend a lot of money doing it.
The
I would also be hesitant.
people that will give their lives.
Yeah, I'd also
Also-
be hesitant to be responsible for a scholar coming with us potentially to an island like that.
Also, Elizabeth's now just gonna like, she's just gonna say, okay, well let's ask a scholar, and she's gonna like take one step to the left and turn to where she was standing and like, hey, would you like to try and help us find a boat to go to a demon-infested island? Steps back. Boy, I'd love to, but unfortunately, I don't know how to sail, and I don't know anybody who does know how to sail. Steps back. Oh, what a shame. Looks at the room.
Yes, however, you do not live near in a port, nor do you do.
Well,
I live near
technically.
Willow River.
Yeah.
Fine.
I
but like,
very
you
much
don't.
live near a port.
How many expeditions have you been on as a scholar? You're not the right type of scholar.
One. This one.
And
Yeah.
it's not even. Not
Okay,
even
yeah,
a
shut up.
seafaring one.
Also, like, you know, it's not like we're a place that's known for, like, this is a land that's known for its islands.
I mean, there are
Like,
islands.
Well, yeah, like, yeah, there are islands, but I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Ferrous, because I don't know what law you've come up with in this. But I don't know how much significance any of these islands would have to scholars, unless you manage to find a demonologist.
On that point, the islands are probably actually very interesting because
Right, well, I guess I didn't say that.
during the first age, many of them would have been inhabited because many of them would still have had land bridges.
Oh, god damn it.
So yes, there is the potential for lost first age civilizations on said islands.
Yeah.
That would definitely attract any scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well,
yeah. Now that I know that out of
however-
character, Elizabeth suddenly got way more eager to go there.
However, like I said, that is
Yeah.
if we can't find someone else. Because as much as I like the idea to get some help arranging this, yeah, like Kelariis said, responsibility is.
Yeah. Also, the infinite land of discovery prospect is very heavily weighed against the island full of demons prospect.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
let's let's just take a moment to accept here as well that if we are to get passage over to this island, it's not like there's any settlements and another port. Whoever we convince to come with us would have to stay docked at the island in order for us to leave again.
Well, they don't have to stay docked. They have
But
to
then
stay
they'd have to
within...
come back within an assigned date, and if we're nowhere near finished by then, or
No,
alternatively,
what I'm
if we finish
saying...
days before then.
But they would all they would have to do is stay within eye shot of the island.
That's still pretty close. And plus, if we then have to escape suddenly in like the heat of danger, we have to wait for them to sail to us.
Oh, if it's that bad, I think we'll start swimming. But yeah.
You know what I mean, though. We also have to get a sailor who's willing to stay by the island.
Yes. But perhaps...
Like no merchant's going to accept that. We'd need some military vessel, and why the hell would they contribute a military vessel for an expedition like that? Unless you're like secretly super persuasive when you need to be.
The thing is, in an ideal world, yes, we would like someone to be just there at all times. However, in reality, you're gonna have setbacks, so perhaps we have to arrange a pickup date or whatever. But till we know what we're getting, there's no way of telling. All we know is, I think the actual transport itself, we'll have to see how that gets. Who knows? Maybe somebody has a vested interest in just staying there.
Maybe the secret is we just need to find some equally crazy adventurer who just happens to have a boat.
Well, I think that's about as far as we're gonna get on transportation.
So, I've written my message.
Oh, here we go.
I was trying to decide on an accent for your parent, and I can't decide whether I should go stereotypical or utterly unconventional and potentially hilarious.
Well, if you want to go stereotypical, then you know, the air gin very much seemed like a Middle Eastern inspired aesthetic.
But there's also the truly crazy one that I thought of.
Yeah.
For reasons, and might be interesting.
I'm also just like, the Eastern aesthetic was definitely the inspiration for their names. Yeah.
This would also fit, but yeah, okay.
Fair.
So yeah, we'll go with that.
Cool.
Okay.
For the purposes of this conversation, we're assuming the response takes some time because distance. It's just like phone delay.
Yeah, there's some Skype lag.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so. My shining topaz, what trouble are you in? I'm rather tied up at the moment, but can drift over in a breeze if needed.
My shining topaz.
Yeah. At which point, so Elizabeth really gets his message and probably squeals slightly as I was jumping up and down, very happy. Like,
Elizabeth's just like in the middle of a conversation, just jumps up and goes, "Woo!"
Yeah, she's like, "It worked!"
Good.
Okay.
In which case, we're probably going to be long resting soon anyway, so I probably don't necessarily need to conserve spell slots. So I'll probably just send another message straight back.
Let me just add some more demons to tonight's encounter list.
Yep. So yeah, I'll probably send a message back. Basically, we need to recover an artifact from the from one of the Blackmount Islands before not nice people do. But we have no way to get there or contain it. Or escape safely.
Okay.
That's the gist of the message back, basically. And if I have enough words, like the tag on the end, the sooner the better.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to quickly turn my light on because it's suddenly getting very dark. I'm straining my eyes looking at my monitor.
Okay. So what's the rest of you doing?
I guess. Does anybody? I don't think so, but does? Oh, we should probably check on V. We almost forgot.
There we go. Much better.
Oh yeah.
We'll check on it
Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
I mean,
Well,
I can go if like Arya wants to come with me or something.
Vondal sort of chips in and says, well, actually, she's here if you need her.
Oh.
Oh,
She did say she was
Well-
going to come back.
Yeah.
When you went to visit her last time.
She came back quicker than. Well, I guess a couple of weeks. So.
yeah.
Yeah,
we've gone
it's
quite
been
while.
like a week and a half.
yeah.
No, more than
It's-
that. It's been like 2 weeks.
Like that is a fair amount of time for I'll
Yep.
be right back. Well, I guess that also actually that instantly answers my concern of checking how she's doing. But yes. So the plan so far: we travel to Castport. We try and find transportation. Assuming that we succeed, we travel to the island. We arrive at the island. We need to figure out a way to supply ourselves. And we need to, if we can, figure out a way to create a safe space. Because as even though we might sleep, our enemies probably not so much.
True.
Perhaps we want to, before we go, we might want to look into that.
Mm.
It's an alarm spell might do.
Well, an alarm spell doesn't offer any actual protection. It's just an
Yeah,
alert
just
if
an
somebody
alarm.
crosses over it. But
Yeah.
Well, like the protection comes in the form of we don't get
Oh.
ambushed as badly.
Yeah.
yes, but there are spells that would protect you more.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm aware, but
Like Liam's tiny hut.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I guess I could check in if Grim.
I could
knows
totally learn
more
Liam's
about
tiny
it.
hut. That'd be awesome.
I mean, it's a discussion for whether your wizard wants to invest in some stuff, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll talk about it during a break.
So yes. So the in response to the message you send back, Khajiit responds with I guess it's I'll clear up my schedule and pop by.
I'll clear up my schedule.
Keep me informed of your whereabouts.
Awesome.
And then nothing. So
Yeah, fair.
might take
In
him a
that case,
while.
Elizabeth's gonna be like, okay, so I think we can rely on their help. They'll probably be on their way soon.
Okay, so it looks like the genie will be our safeguard against them getting the artifact.
Hopefully.
Probably.
Or alternatively, an escape route. One of the two. Or maybe both.
Well, let's. Hopefully, we don't need an
To
escape.
be fair, yeah,
route.
if we can rely on... Because that's the thing, if we can rely on planar transportation in order to be our escape route, we don't actually need someone to sail us back from the island, potentially.
Hmm.
We just need to find someone who's willing to sail us close enough to drop us off.
That would be nice. However,
Which would be considerably easier.
the problem is, what if something goes wrong, and it doesn't work? We wouldn't have a backup plan, now, would we?
No, we wouldn't.
I think it will be easier to arrange a pickup and then send them a message if we don't need them.
Yeah, that would be much easier.
Well, I say that would be easier.
Well, it'd be
It would
safer.
definitely be safer.
Safer, but probably worth the investment.
Because as great as magic is,
And there's, if we can tell them, hey, we might not need you to get us back, it's slightly better, maybe. I don't know. No, it's probably not that bad.
about the crews that we hire. However, I will not bother you with that for you. But yes, so food and safety. We don't. Well, Fanol used to have his trick, but Fanol. I don't think Fanol's coming along.
No.
So we're gonna have to carry some food.
Yeah. Well, I can also...
I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. We've got a bag of holding.
Oh yeah,
We'll
doesn't
wrap full of
Jayla
food.
also have the ability to create food and water?
Yes.
So yeah, she does.
Oh, excellent.
It's just one very valuable paladin spell slot.
That's true.
That she could be
But
spending on
it's-
various
Yeah.
flavors of smite.
Yeah, it's like, do you know how many smites this lunch is worth?
Yeah.
Well,
Precisely
one
one,
big smite.
really big smite.
Yeah. However, having someone with that capability kind of feels better because,
I mean, I don't
Just in
know.
case.
I don't know. Yeah, would you rather have like food for the day, or would you rather have a 48 smite?
But yeah, we'll not rely on it. We'll just assume.
It's a 48 smite with disadvantage on the attack roll because you're starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yeah, for now, we're gonna that should be kept as a backup plan.
Yeah.
'cause-
We can just buy provisions somewhere.
Yeah, it won't be that hard to stock up on enough food. And like we said, we don't have to carry all of it.
Just wish I had.
If we all
any
just carry a
clothes.
week's worth and any of the rest, and then just chuck a load in the bag of holding. Fish bash bosh. Problem solved.
Well, how big is the island? Is it like how long would it take to go from one side to the other on foot?
You don't know.
Day?
Like, I don't know. Have you ever been there before?
Because
The only knowledge you have is that the island is large.
a week is not a large amount of time. We've been lost. Well, I think we.
Well, no, we're just carrying a week's worth on us. We eat a bit of food, then each take one out of the bag of holding, so that we now have a week. So it's like, oh, if we get split up, or for whatever reason, boom, we can survive for a week.
Oh, yeah, okay, but like we will bring more than a week's worth.
Yeah, bring more than
Yeah.
a week's worth, but always keep a week's worth on us.
Yeah, but that's more for when we get there. I was more
Yeah.
more trying to figure out how. Like, I think 2 weeks should be sufficient.
I think that should be
Maybe
fine.
3, and that's excluding the boat ride. We'll need to add
Yeah.
that on top.
Yeah.
So that's food covered. Safety. We're gonna do that in the break.
Do you want to do some? We can do a brief segue here where you guys can do shopping and talk about potential ideas and decide what you want to invest on time into doing research on, whilst we have a short break.
Cool.
That might be good.
Cool. Let's go for that then, and we will see you shortly.